Hello family and friends. It's good to finally get to today's video on March 22nd, 2018. I had a slow start to my day today. I stayed up last night. I was watching yesterday's video and happy with it and just watching YouTube. So probably went to bed around midnight, got up 8:30, 9 o'clock, which is late for me. However, no biggie. Didn't really do too terribly much today. There has been some progress on some of my work tasks, even some simple solutions concerning the editing program Final Cut. The biggest one is I think I can solve some of my audio issues. When it got into wondering where are all my audio enhancements, well, when I'm in dual mono mode, I have two separate audio channel tracks, typically called Dialogue 1, Dialogue 2. Seems there's also Dialogue 3 and 4. They're all the same. But I have to apply effects to each one and or make sure that they're turned up and down correctly. So long story short is I actually think I can resuscitate some of these MGV clips, which have some poor audio at the moment, but if it's just sort of managed, turned down a bit and softened and maybe a limiter on, I don't know, on each channel. We'll find out. Hopefully it's not too messy, and then because then it's got to be simpler than that. Anyways, boy, what was I thinking? Oh, there's a lot of interesting YouTubers that I like listening to. And in fact, it's even becoming easier to share my daily video updates. For family and friends, I'd like to suggest 3 YouTubers that are still pretty mainstream. They appear on mainstream news TV news segments. Here's the first one. These are all people you'll find on YouTube. I'm going to suggest Scott Adams. He is the animator, illustrator behind the Dilbert cartoon, the writer is obviously as well. Very, very funny comic strip that I loved for a long time, and learned about the guy behind it. So he's just Scott Adams on YouTube, and you'll come across his almost daily blogs. Lionel from Lionel Nation, and so his real name is Michael something, but he's a commentator, independent voice from New York. He's also a lawyer. Offers a pretty good look. That's Lionel from Lionel Nation. Let me see, who else could I suggest? I thought I had it on the tip of my tongue. I'd say why not? We'll stick with a couple. Well, here's a third one. This is he's more of an independent voice, and he runs a weekly. Oh wait, I know. Yes, and this is the fellow, Michael Savage. He's a conservative kind of voice, not in a Rush Limbaugh kind of way, more of a San Francisco conservative. He has a science background. Yeah, but interesting. And so those are 3. So we had Michael Savage, Lionel Nation, and Scott Adams. So 3 voices that I think are worth checking out on YouTube. By the way, so take a look at this. I'm recording this, just my green screen here, which I'll turn off my background and whatever. And I'm going to I'll work on the keying effects likely more tomorrow. I'll post this video with a quick edit tonight. and but for the sake of trying to understand these keying parameters, we'll spend a little more time tomorrow. But of course, so I take this shot and my hands can't move outside of the green screen. But then I actually crop this layer so the outside of the green screen is just empty or black. But then when I put in a background, that background stretches across the entire video frame, right? So, and then I could further take my person here and frame myself, say, on either side, like a third. So I'd be kind of actually over here on a video screen, and this would be open or used for something else, or vice versa, right? So having obviously the green screen on just this part is not really the end solution for a wide, you know, why you want to shoot wide, right? You don't want to create a sort of a cell phone look. You want to have a background or something. Anyways, what else? I'm going to pause it. This is a bit better of a medium frame, you could say, where I've got, you know, the upper body, I've got some space above my head. I don't have to crop out any of my background because it's, you know, expands across the full screen of the video. Hey, great. Now, as a point of interest, my camera battery looks like it's almost about to go, so this evening I'll have to set it on the charge, not too hard. Now, let me think. What was the other thing I was going to consider bringing up? I can't really remember. So we could more or less, oops, I wonder if we'll notice if it picks up any sort of rustling sound or not. I didn't notice anything, but I just sort of moved my legs for comfort's sake, and who knows? A lot of this is still experimentation. I have to say I'm pretty pleased right now with how the green screen background looks. It looks pretty even green, meaning it will key out pretty well. I'm also anticipating or curious to hear how it sounds, how this microphone that I'm using now is going to pick up. Well, last night's Nowruz was quite nice. It was a more relaxing and quiet day today. I mentioned some of my YouTube video mentors, if you will. These are folks and fellows who have I'd say a pretty good perspective on things and provide their own sort of interpretation on events, on the world. Anyways, I think I've said enough for tonight. I'm going to put this on the computer, and we'll put it onto YouTube as soon as we can, hopefully before it becomes tomorrow, because it's probably, what, 11:30 or so, or later? Boy, but I'm having a later schedule. Too much talking. Good night.